So my mom's friend come to visit because too boring and it's
Okay, okay. Okay, now we start. The first one is first model, yeah. First model, the sketching is what a circle. Sorry, circle. So for circle, usually you will see an absolute sign. It's very simple, absolute. Right? And then you have like, you write z minus, for example, minus 2 plus 3i. After that, say equals to 2. Now our first step, right? You have to tell the negative sign first, right?
Sir, hold on, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, sir. Continue.
Okay, so you have to tell the negative sign first, and it will be the center. Yeah. So I tell the negative sign first, becomes z minus 2 minus 3i, right? Equals to 2, right? So the understanding is the center of the circle is 2 by negative 3, and the radius is equals to 2.
Oh,
So actually, yeah, continue. What's your question?
so just basically, we omit the z and then make the 2 plus 3i as a center lah. No need to
Yeah,
do
yes.
anything already.
Actually, I can derive the formula for you, but then I think that's not the concern. I mean, if I derive right, how I arrive on the center, not many students interested on it. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. So this is the negative 3, right? This is our 2 at here, right? So the radius have to be 2, right? How? Do you understand until here?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's say still the same question here. No, I'm not sure about your syllabus because I'm not checked. But then usually in after they
Syllabus actually very easy. I yesterday already teacher with the lecture also everything, and she said she not include the distance question about like the A-level. That one A-level we draw, after that we find the distance again lah.
okay.
They don't put that, and then about the drawing just like find the locus of complex number like that only lah.
Oh, okay. But this one I just still teach you the complete set only because if teaching I don't like me half thing. Yeah. You know me already. Okay, now usually right, they will can make a variation of like he say find the least argument. And usually the students always confused. Actually it's quite simple. So now based on these questions, right? The set of the answer is every points at the circle. The set of the answer, yeah, is every point at the circle. Can be any. So it can be any. But I want the least argument. Argument is angle. So usually the students always ask, right? So where should I take the angle from? From what point? If nothing is given, you take from origin. So let's say from this origin, right?
Okay.
If I draw it to this point, this is the angle, right?
Yeah.
If I draw it to this point, then the angle is
the straight line like that lah.
This one, right? So means in this case, my least answer obviously would be
the 2.
Negative pi over 2. Now, so this depends on your syllabus, yeah. But as far as I'm aware, in the A level, the angle, if the negative matter, the negative matter, okay.
But sir, about the theta, like sir, how can the come to conclusion about the pi over 2?
Because
Because
we
when
at the y-axis on it, so exactly at 90 degree. That's why negative pi over 2.
so divide by the least argument.
The least
It's actually
argument with the negative sign included, right? The least angle. So if more negative means
yeah.
that it's lesser. So in
Oh,
international
okay.
standard, if more negative means lesser
Okay.
for angle, for this complex number. Do you have any questions until here?
That mean the green color one we not use up. We only use the red color angle for the least argument. Is it?
You please repeat your statement.
Like the red color, the angle that Sir draw. So that's the least argument that we take, not the green color.
Yeah, not the green color. The green color is with the greatest become.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, understand.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
For the one that just came in, just try to see. Just have to take a look on the board, right? And if you have questions, can ask directly. I'm sorry.
So,
Yes.
so basically, the center of the circle is equal to z minus 2 minus 3i, sir.
Yes.
Does that apply for every circle formula?
Yes. Always have to take the negative sign.
But I don't understand the least arguments.
Least argument is the least angle from the origin.
Oh.
So here the negative sign matter. The negative sign matter. That's why I take a negative 90 degree. That's the least argument. Because it's the most negative. Okay. Okay, I continue, yeah? No questions. Now, you see, he asks you the least value of the absolute sign z. If you have an absolute sign z like this, right? Means they are asking for the length. So the least length. I have drawn several lines, red, orange, and green. So the green one is the shortest, yeah? Not to the center, okay? Not to the center. Not to the center. So means you are finding the length from here to here to the circle. Because I tell you already, the answer for this drawing is all of the points that located at the circle. So we are not finding it to the center. I draw to the center because I explain things. So now let's call this coordinate as O, for example. Right? This one is X. So what is the length of OX? Square root of what? Square root of 4 plus 9, so square root 13, right? But then the length that I'm trying to find is only until here. So what should I do with the radius? So the least modulus is what?
The black color one?
The least modulus is the black color one. That's the shortest. So the least modulus is given by square root 13 minus 1. Minus the radius. Which in this case is how many?
2.
2. Any question?
How do you know that that is the shortest point, sir?
You can get it, but if you sketch it properly, so this is a circle, right? Then if you go from origin, definitely your shortest answer, this is the center, your shortest answer will be this.
So
Can you
whenever
find
we
any
want,
shorter distance than that?
no.
Yeah, no. So at least you have to do the sketch properly first, right?
So, so
Any
basically,
question
we want to, modulus is basically the distance, yeah, sir.
Yeah, modulus is a distance. Argument is
for
the angle.
So
Sorry?
for any circle, so for any circle, right? the shortest distance is from the origin minus the radius lah, sir.
Depends on the sketch, but then yeah, most likely yeah, like that. Most likely like that. So the first model clear.
Yes, sir.
Want to take picture? I record it also in case you want to take pictures. It's faster. Yeah, up to you. So I clear the board already. Yeah.
So the orange color, that one is
Not short enough. It's not short enough. It's also a modulus. In mathematics, right, when someone says modulus, modulus means length. So it can be any length to the point. It depends on the discussions. So if you want the longest, which is the longest? From here, you go to here, to this point.
Okay.
That's the longest.
So for the least argument,
Least argument is the most negative answer.
most what negative?
Yeah, most negative answer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I clear the board, yeah. Okay. Next model. The question say argument. G minus 2i, G minus 2 plus I. So if you see this model, this one is like you talk what angle. So now you have to identify the center of your drawing first. So the center of the drawing will be, take out the negative. So I give you 2 and negative 1. So now I sketch. This is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. So I find 2 and negative 1. So if you draw a horizontal line, yeah. So I say between 45, right? 45 degree and 45 degree negative, right? This one is our 0 marking line now, yeah? 0 degree or 0 radian. So 45 degree just measure. So how do I go with negative pi over 4? So which is the answer for this sketch?
Pi over 2. No.
This is the answer of this sketch. So if the pi over 4 is not inclusive, the line will be dotted. But this is inclusive, so it's just a road line. Any questions?
So that's mean we from find the argument to plot it, or quite confused about this one.
Argument to plot it. Yeah, so you identify the center already, and then you draw a horizontal line at the center, right, from the center, and then you measure the angle, because you say between negative pi over 4 to pi over 4. So from that horizontal line, you take 45 degree up and you take 45 degree down.
So we use the compass to measure the angle lah.
Yes, true. Yeah, this one need compass. So if you take this test, you need compass, ruler, everything you need. Still okay until here?
Yeah.
Okay, the rest no one speak up, so I clear the board. Yeah. So you need to take picture first.
Already.
Okay. Next one. Now I try to combine first, yeah. I mean, you learned two model already. I try to show you the variation first. You guys can listen to my voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's say this. I want you to sketch this. So okay. I make it a little bit fast, yeah, so I don't use the ruler anymore, so it's kind of messy. So you have to tell the negative, right? So means now it at -2, right? And then the radius are 2, right? So this is -2, this is 0, right? This is 2, this is -2, right? This is -4, right? So is there any equal sign on the circle now?
No.
You have to be total. Understand? So if I add an equal sign, full line, and I have to shade the inside because you say lesser than that. Any question?
So the way we shade is from we try one by one, right?
Don't need, if for circle, don't need, just take the inner part.
Oh, okay.
This is
If
the another
bigger
point.
then, if bigger then baru take the out
Yeah,
part.
yeah, we want to take the outside. This is another one about the argument. So he said 1 and 1, right? He want the angle to be what? Between what? -pi/4 and 0, right? So means that here, right? Then this is 0. I just, sorry. I just changed to with a equal sign, so it is a road line. So means the answer is this. Right? So anyone want to ask questions until here?
Me, sir.
Who is that? Who is this?
Kevin.
Yes, Kevin, go ahead.
So basically, the reason why you draw that one down, right, is because the angle is -pi/4, lah, sir.
Yes, yes.
But in real exam, we actually use compass to draw the angle, yeah, sir.
Compass protector needed.
I mean, like the compass, we can measure the distance to pi/4.
Sorry, one more time.
I mean, like we draw from there the point of the center, right, to pi/4, lah.
Yeah, 45 degree, right?
Yeah.
Any other have questions again?
Okay.
No, for a while, right? So usually he will extend the questions. Right? He can ask you, find the this modulus of z, or the least different between the z. So whenever you have this statement, right, whenever you see the term is modulus means length. So now you have one answer is in between this region. Okay, another answer is in this region, in circle and inner part. You want the least length, right? But you really need the help of a graph paper to do this, right? Because at least the sketch will give you an idea. Now you pay attention on the board, eh? So the least length somehow will be this region, so different. Do you understand?
Like the green
Yeah.
color is like the
The
length like
length.
that, lah, sir.
Yeah, the length. So this one, if you see an extent, so I'm trying to use this triangle. This one is 2 units, right? This one is also 2 units, right? So let's call this as xy first. So what is the length of xy? Square root of it. 2 square plus 2 square, right? So square root 8, right? So let's call this as, from here to here, I call this as yz. So what is the length of yz? Square root 8 minus it. Minus the radius. How much the radius just now? 2. So square root 8 minus 2. Any questions? Any questions?
So this actually we get from the graph, yeah, sir.
Wait, square root 8 from where?
The right angle triangle, square root 2 square plus 2 square
Square root 2 square?
plus 2 square. So back
Wait,
to your
from
question.
the, how you know if the that point is 2? I mean,
That's why back to Kevin questions, right? The sketch, right? If you sketch on graph paper and you need graph paper, so it will help you. It will give you more understanding which length to be taken.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if no year cannot turn out, we always confuse. Right? So, however, we call that as a sketch, but the sketch is important. So use graph paper to help you. So any questions again, people?
No, sir.
No? The
No,
rest?
boss.
Yes. Okay. Want to take a picture of this? Okay. Clear the board, yeah? You guys still there?
Yes.
Yes.
So you leave the meeting already, I don't know. I talk by myself. Nah, last model is perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector, you always see an absolute sign, right? You always have 2 absolute signs. This one can be equal. That can be any, but I always need the absolute sign. So now I just give you equations, right? Then I decide to discuss the sign with the greater. Yeah. So first step, sketch record. So this one already have a negative sign, right? Just plot directly at the 3 only. So plot at 1, 2, and 3. It is one of the point. Then the second one, we have to take the negative sign first. This is an I. So where is the center? -2 and +1. Any of you have questions until here?
No.
Okay. So after you have these 2 points, you use your compass. You put the needle at the X sign. With any opening, you open the compass. So this is the needle, right? Any opening you open, and then you draw one line at here. And then you draw another line at here. Like drawing circle in the center. With any opening, any radius. Then you move the compass to this point now. With the same opening. Don't adjust the opening, draw a circle again. And so the intersection is the answer. But then since there is no equal signs, right? When you pull a line, it has to be dotted line. Do you have any questions until here?
No.
So basically, right, sir, we do that locus thing that we learned in secondary as well.
Yeah.
But we use those 2 points, then we just draw 2 circles. We just draw 2 points, right? That's longer than the distance in the middle, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So
And
now
then
I
later
use... Yeah, continue.
And then we use the 2 points, so we draw 2 different circles as long as it's bigger than the middle.
Yeah.
And then just draw the line just to find the middle intersection.
Yeah. Okay, so I use 1, 0, yeah. I put it in to check, yeah. Wait, so sorry, you still have questions again? You still have questions again?
For now, no.
So 1 and 0 is up to you, okay? I use 1 and 0 just because, you know, right, may not located at the line. You can use any point as long as not in the line. So because I do a sketch, right, it's too risky for me to use 0 right now. I'm not even sure the 0 on the line or not, so I avoid that rather than later I make a mistake. And this absolute signs, right? Absolute sign means you find the length. But the first one is absolute sign of -2. Yeah, definitely the length is a 2. Another one, the length of 3 and -1. So square root 3 squared plus. In this case, listen carefully. Don't square the I. We just need the coefficient. So the coefficient of I is what? -1, right? Square that. So square root of x squared plus y squared. So I get square root 10. Anyone have question until here?
So why we just take out the coefficient of -1, sir?
Because we are finding the length.
I thought that, oh yeah, because that's just the distance of the coordinate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a false statement.